Hey everyone, welcome to BSN. I'm Mason.
And I'm McKay.
This is our March Madness 2022 bracket. Alright, let's kick it off. First, we already took the liberty of picking Gonzaga over Georgia State because who wouldn't? Alright, McKay, what's up next?
Well, Memphis and Boise State, I think that's going to be a very physical matchup. Memphis is going to lean heavily on Jalen Duren, and I think they're going to need Amani Bates to come back to win this matchup. So personally, my pick will be Boise State.
Alright, so we have the Uconn New Mexico State matchup. I think Adama Sinaga will pave the way for Uconn and they will dominate in the paint. I got Uconn taking the dub big.
Yeah, for Vermont and Arkansas's got a really good player in J.D. Note, and then they'll also need to lean on Jalen Williams at some point. I'm going to go with Arkansas.
Alright, so for the Alabama and Rutgers and winner of Notre Dame, I gotta go Bama. I don't think any of the Rutgers or Notre Dame offenses can compete with that high power. And the SEC has just been too dominant this year. I got Bama winning big as well.
Texas Tech, Montana State, I don't think this is going to be a matchup at all. Texas Tech has the #1 defense in the nation. I'm going Texas Tech pretty handily. Michigan State and Davidson, I think this is going to be a really good matchup. We got Han Jung Lee from Davidson, as well as Foster Lawyer, his revenge game against Michigan State. He was on Michigan State last year. Davidson's a really good shooting team. I'm going to pick Davidson over Michigan State.
All right, this is Coach K's farewell bracket. All right, so we have Duke and CSU Fullerton. I don't see CSU Fullerton having a shot at Duke. I think Duke is going to win big and dominate.
Gonzaga, Boise State, again, Boise State's physical, but I don't think Gonzaga's going to have a challenge with this game. I'm going to go with Gonzaga again.
All right, so Uconn Arkansas. It was a pretty physical matchup in Arkansas's SEC tournament. I think they have a good shot over Uconn. I'm going Arkansas.
And Alabama, Texas Tech, I think this could be actually really big upset. When Alabama catches fire, they are hot. They have maybe the most explosive offense in the league. I'm actually going to take Alabama over Texas Tech here.
So Davidson and Duke. Davidson has a pretty good history of basketball, but I still think Duke dominates. It could be a close one. I can definitely see Davidson upsetting, but I'm going Duke.
Gonzaga, Arkansas. This one's tricky for me because I think J.D. Note is exactly what will expose Gonzaga. Gonzaga's guards are a bit shaky at times, but then again, they would dominate Arkansas down low. But in this game, I am going to go with Arkansas. I think J.D. Note just takes over.
Ooh, Bama and Duke. I'm not sure about this one. I can see either way. I've got to go with the ACC here. I think Duke upsets Bama.
And then this, I just see Duke coming out of this. I think they have 5 potential first-round draft picks. I don't think Arkansas can really handle the star power that Duke has. I think they're going to be on fire for Coach K.
All right, this is the East region, and this first game is a joke. Baylor, big.
This next game, I think, can be really good. I think UNC is really going in the right direction with Armando Bacot down low, and then I think Brady Manick has actually have improved a lot recently. I'm going to take North Carolina.
This game will be a pretty competitive game. I know St. Mary's likes to go low tempo, but they don't have the bigs to compete with Indiana. But I do think St. Mary's low tempo and guards pay off big. St. Mary's.
UCLA Akron, I don't see this as much of a matchup. Johnny Juzang, Hami Heinz is just too much for Akron to handle.
Texas and Virginia Tech. I got Virginia Tech. I like that upset. I don't think Texas will be able to compete.
Yeah, they've been really hot recently. Purdue Yale, again, I don't see as much of a matchup. Purdue is one of the best teams there is. Jaden Ivey's leading them. Purdue.
This game will be a really competitive game. I think this might be the best game in the first round in the East. I know San Francisco has a high-powered offense and their 2 guards are big, so I'm going San Francisco.
Yep. Kentucky St. Peter's, again, that's not even a matchup. Back up to the top.
Ooh, North Carolina and Baylor. North Carolina has a big history of basketball, and Baylor is a really high-powered team, but I got the upset here, North Carolina.
Yep. St. Mary's, UCLA. I think, again, UCLA, they've been hot recently. They made it to the Pac-12 championship where they ultimately fell to Arizona. But I got UCLA here because I just see them as a better team than St. Mary's.
All right, Purdue and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech has been hot, but I still think Purdue has the capacity and the power to win easily. Purdue big.
I think this San Francisco, it was a good win for them against Murray State. I don't see them doing it again against Kentucky. I think Oscar Tshiebwe and Ty Washington Jr. are just going to be way too much to handle for them. I got Kentucky.
North Carolina, UCLA. I think Tiger Campbell and the UCLA Bruins will pay big, and I don't think North Carolina has a shot at them.
Purdue, Kentucky, there's going to be a battle down low between Zach Edey and Oscar Tshiebwe, and I think Jaden Ivey will just be able to take over this game. I have it as a really close game, but I'm going to take Purdue.
All right, for the East Final, this will be a close game, pretty physical, nicely contested. I got Purdue big.
Yep. First game, Arizona, easily.
All right, second game, I'm going TCU Horned Frogs over Seton Hall. I think that would be a good matchup, but TCU with the win.
Yeah. Houston, they have really good history in their tournament. They coach Kelvin Sampson, a really good tournament coach. They always find a way to do it in the tournament. I think it could be a good game, but I have Houston.
All right, Illinois and Chattanooga. There always seems to be a Cinderella team in the March Madness tournament, so I'm going Chattanooga here. I think they're this year's Cinderella team.
Colorado State and Michigan. I think Michigan could give Colorado State a run for their money, but I think David Roddy is just too good for Michigan, and I have Colorado State moving on.
All right, Tennessee and Longwood. Not even close. Tennessee with the win easily.
Ohio State and Loyola Chicago. Ohio State historically struggles in the tournament, and Sister Jean and Loyola Chicago historically are great in the tournament. So I think Loyola Chicago takes that one.
All right, Villanova and Delaware. I don't think this one will be close. I think Villanova with the easy one.
Arizona TCU. Arizona's really fast paced. TCU's not gonna be able to handle it.
Houston Chattanooga. I think Chattanooga still continues the Cinderella streak, and I think they get the barely win over Houston.
Colorado State, Tennessee. I can really see this going either way, but I think Tennessee winning the SEC tournament. They're one of the hottest teams in the country right now. I think they continue riding that streak, and I see Tennessee winning.
Loyola Chicago and Villanova. Usually Loyola is the Cinderella team in this tournament, but their streak ends with Villanova.
Arizona and Chattanooga, your run-ins here. Arizona's way too good. They look like maybe the best team in the country right now. Arizona.
Tennessee and Villanova. This one can go either way, but I'm going with Villanova because they usually kind of struggle in the tournament. They usually let a whole lot of people down to pick them. So I'm saying Villanova with the win this time.
And actually, Villanova, the last time they won the Big East, they did go on to be national champions. But they fall to Arizona. Arizona's way too fast-paced. Colin Gillespie's good, but I don't think he can handle Arizona by himself. I have Arizona taking this and coming to the Final Four. All right, the first matchup, Kansas and Texas Southern. Pretty handily Kansas.
All right, San Diego State and Creighton. This will be a good matchup. I think San Diego State's defense is going to be the big contributor here. I got San Diego State.
Richmond, those Spiders do look like a really good team, but I think Keegan Murray and Patrick McCaffrey are going to be way too good for them, especially Keegan Murray is going to be a top 5 pick in this draft for sure. I got Iowa.
All right, Providence and South Dakota State. Providence isn't really good when it comes to the big dance, and South Dakota State is the upset, the Cinderella story in this bracket. So I think South Dakota State with the win.
LSU and Iowa State. Isaiah Brockington's really, really good. LSU's best player is Tari Eason, I think. They just went under a coaching change right before this. I don't think LSU has what it takes. I have Iowa State here.
All right, Wisconsin, Colgate. I think Colgate has a little bit of a shot, but I think Wisconsin's too overwhelming. I got Wisconsin.
USC and Miami. USC has 2 really good big men, Isaiah Mobley and Chavez Goodwin. Then at guard they have Boogie Ellis, who looked shaky at times, but he really picked it up in the Pac-12 tournament and played good. I'm going to pick USC here.
All right, Auburn and Jacksonville State. I don't think there's any question. Auburn with the win.
Kansas and San Diego State. San Diego State's the second best defense in the nation, but Kansas I think is maybe the most slept on number 1 seed. They're a really good team. I'm going to go Kansas.
All right, Iowa and South Dakota State. I like Iowa's hot shooting, and I think they're the hottest team in this whole March Madness, so I'm going Iowa.
Iowa State and Wisconsin. I think Johnny Davis is just way better than Isaiah Brockington. I think as a team they're just better than Iowa State, so Wisconsin.
All right, USC and Auburn. I got the upset here. I got USC over Auburn. I like Isaiah Mobley over the Auburn defense, so I'm going USC.
Kansas and Iowa. I think this is where it ends for Kansas. I think Keegan Murray and his twin Chris Murray, who's actually really slept on. I think they're going to take over. Keegan Murray can drive, he can shoot. Chris Murray's elite from deep. I love this one.
All right, Wisconsin, USC. I think USC is a little magical run into here. Wisconsin beats USC.
And in the Elite 8, Iowa, Wisconsin. Again, Keegan Murray, one of the best players in college basketball. Iowa's the hottest team in the nation right now. I got Iowa going on a run, going to the Final Four. Now, our Final Four in New Orleans. First up, we got Duke and Purdue. I like both teams. Duke has 5 potential first-round draft picks. They're led by Paulo Banchero. Purdue, one of the best players in the nation, Jaden Ivey, also a really good big who's kind of slept on, Zach Edey. I really like Purdue in this matchup. I think Jaden Ivey can really exploit Duke. Duke is really shaky at times. They're going to rely heavily on Paolo. But I think Zach Edey is going to have what it takes to stop him. I got Purdue advancing to the national championship.
All right, Arizona and Iowa. I think Arizona offensive, high, fast, really slamming into the ground offense here is going to pay dividends. I got Arizona stopping Iowa.
All right, and now Purdue, Arizona. I really think Arizona is the best team in the nation. Purdue, Jaden Ivey. I think Jaden Ivey is going to lead them all the way here. Zach Edey's going to shut down whoever he needs to shut down. He's a really good big inside, good rebounder, good blocker. But personally, just for me, I think Arizona and Benedict Mathurin and Christian Coloco, especially, he's going to shut down Zach Edey. And I think he can also shut down Jaden Ivey whenever he tries to drive. And when Jaden Ivey can't drive, I don't think Purdue has the shooters to keep up with Arizona. I've got Arizona winning the national championship. All right, and that's our bracket for 2022. Let us know what you think.